All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to yoga, everybody. I'm Jerry Givens. I'm so glad to have you here. We're going to get started by getting centered. So I'm going to ask you to sit comfortably for just a couple of minutes. I'm sitting cross-legged on a couple of folded blankets. You could do the same if you'd like to. You can also extend one or both legs forward, just so that you feel comfortable. And then when you are seated and you feel ready to, you can allow your shoulders to relax down your back, let your eyes close, and we'll start tuning in to whatever the experience is that we have going on inside of us right now. And so that might be what's going on with your body. Maybe you sense some tightness, some soreness, some stress. Maybe there's the opposite side of that coin. Maybe there's parts of the body that feel relaxed and open. Maybe it feels good just to sit. There's tuning into your inner experience of your mind. What thoughts are present? What emotions are present? What's the quality of the mind? Is it moving around a lot? Does it feel kind of dull? Does it feel focused and present? Some flavor of one of those or something else? Now, it's good to note as we're aware of these inner experiences in the body and your mind that we're not judging any of those, particularly as good or bad. It's more just to assess what is the current state of the system because it's the only place that we can start from. So it's good to know where that's at. And if you're able to express a bit of acceptance for your current state or even compassion that you're feeling the way that you're feeling right now, do that as well. Your body has worked really hard to get to this point. Your mind continues to work hard. Compassion for those endeavors. We'll stay for just a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms to your heart and lower the chin. And then again, honoring yourself as you are in this moment, this body, this breath, this energetic state, the state of mind. And may this practice be in service of all of that. So when you're ready, go ahead and roll the palms together, creating heat. And take those heated palms over your eyes and brushing over the top of your head and down your neck, slowly coming back to the space around you. Welcome back. So we're going to start off on our backs tonight. So if you're using any props, just go ahead and move them off to the side and come to lay down. Take your time getting there. Once you do make it onto your back, you can bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the floor so that your heels stack underneath your knees and your arms are resting down by your sides. And we're going to start with some movement for the arms, and we'll add on to it here in just a little bit. But with your next inhale, go ahead and reach your fingertips toward the ceiling and then all the way overhead, knuckles on the floor above you. And then exhale, reach the fingertips back toward the ceiling and then bring the arms back down to your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, reach up and down. Again, inhale up and over. And exhale, releasing down. We'll do a couple more rounds. Inhale, lift. And release. Once more with just the arms. Inhale, lift. And down. Let's keep moving the arms in this fashion. With your next inhale, also pick up the hips, reach your pelvis toward the ceiling. And then exhale, release the arms and hips at the same time. Good. Inhale, arms and hips lift again. And exhale, arms and hips lower down. Let's just keep moving on the flow of your breath. Inhale, lifting into bridge pose. And exhale, releasing down. Keep going on your breath. And try to keep the feet flat on the floor the entire time. Warming up the spine, the shoulders, the hips, bringing some length to the front of your body, the tops of the thighs, the abdomen, the hip flexors. And we're also linking your breath and movement, your action and your intention, linking what you're doing with what you mean to do. Always a good blending there. Good. Now take your time getting there, but as you lift into bridge pose this time, go ahead and stay. Arms overhead, hips lifting toward the ceiling. Again, feet are flat on the floor, and we are breathing. Keep pressing up as high as you can. Relax your throat, relax your jaw. Stay for 3 more breaths. Good. Taking a deep breath in here, reach up to your highest point. And then exhale, carefully release the arms and the hips back down to the floor and stay here and breathe. Notice sensation, what's happening in the body, maybe in the lower back here, maybe in the legs. Good. Now from this posture, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. And then keep the knees drawn in like this and go ahead and take your arms out to the sides, making a T shape with your body. Now, if there's things in the way and you can't do that, just do cactus arms, having the backs of the hands on the floor here. Both work. Good. Now, keeping the knees drawn in toward the body as much as you can, take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, go ahead and drop your knees to your right side. Then inhale, bring the knees back to center. Bring them right on back. And then exhale, take the knees to the left side. Then inhale back to center. And then exhale to the right again. Inhale back. And exhale left. And back. Keep going. Exhaling to a side and inhaling and back to center. Keep moving. And if you'd like to, you can get the neck involved here. So if the knees fall to the right, the chin can turn to the left. The knees come to center, the head comes to center. Knees go to the left, the chin goes to the right. And just keep going from side to side. This is helping to warm up the core, brings mobility to your lower spine. Can also be quite soothing to the nervous system. And if you're moving the head, of course, there's some gentle movement of the neck as well. A little bit of release happening there as you warm up those muscles. Now, again, take your time getting there. But as you take your knees to your right side this time, go ahead and just keep them there. Stay. Your chin can turn to the left. And if you want to, your right hand can rest on top of your left thigh, not forcing the twist, but just lightly resting there. Think about grounding your left shoulder down to the floor. And we'll just stay for a few more breaths. Last breath here. Good. With your next inhale, carefully unwind back to center. Stay for a moment. And then with your next exhale, go ahead and take the knees to the left, the chin to the right, and your left hand can rest on top of the right thigh if you'd like to. And your right shoulder grounds. And we'll stay again for a few more deep breaths. One more breath here. Now, with your next inhale, go ahead and unwind, bring these back to center and hug them in again. Good. Now, keep holding on to the knees, keep holding on to the shins. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, curl your chin in towards your throat. Bring your forehead up toward the knees, shoulders lift. Now, let's stay up if you can. Let's breathe if you can. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, release the shoulders and head back down. Stay for a moment. Good. Taking a deep breath in with your next exhale again. Curl the chin in toward the throat. Bring your forehead up toward the knees. Shoulders start to lift up off the floor. Now from here, stay kind of curled into a ball, but extend your arms forward, palms up. And it's like your fingertips are reaching into the space in front of you, helping you to curl up just a little bit more. And breathe. Good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release down, holding on to the shins. Good. Take an adjusting breath here. Feeling some heat in the abdomen. We're going to do one more core exercise here, all right? So when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale, chin to throat, forehead lifts, curl on up. Extend the arms forward and extend one leg forward about 45 degrees off the floor. And then switch. And then switch. 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 Switch, breathe, switch, switch, switch. Keep the shoulders lifting, keep curling up. Strong core here. Switch, switch, switch. You're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Both knees to chest, release down. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. That sigh signaling to your nervous system to relax. Wonderful. Good. So when you're ready, go ahead and roll to your right side. And let's come on up to hands and knees, table pose. Good. So your hands are under your shoulders, knees beneath the hips, or just a little bit further back. With your inhale, look forward, feel the tailbone lift behind you. And then exhale, go ahead and sink all the way back to child's pose. And then inhale, float right back up to hands and knees. And then curl the toes under and lift the hips into the air, coming into downward facing dog. Good. We're going to stay here and breathe for a bit. And since it's the first down dog of class, you can walk the dog out a bit, pressing one heel to the floor as you bend the opposite knee. Feeling length, of course, in the backs of the legs, but we also want to flatten out the back here. So feel the hip bones reaching toward the ceiling behind you. Breathe. Good. With your next inhale, float back down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. And then exhale again, child's pose, staying for a few breaths this time. Noticing sensation as we're warming up the body. Two more breaths here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come back up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under again, coming into downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, walking your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold. Now make sure the knees are slightly bent here, they're not locked, and just allow your upper body to drape down over the legs. Release the head, the chin dropping towards your throat, the arms are heavy. You can just allow the arms to hang toward the floor here. If you'd like to, you can also grab opposite elbows and just fold a bit deeper. But do what feels good for you. Breathing into sensation, feeling the stretch in the back of the body, and also notice where you're resting the weight of your body in your feet. If it is more toward the heels, I'm going to ask you just to lean forward into the balls of the feet just a little bit. Two more breaths. Good. Now go ahead and bend your knees a bit more and begin to roll yourself up to standing, stacking the spine one vertebrae at a time until your chin lifts at the top. Good. Feeling sensation here. All right. Welcome to standing. I'm going to ask you to take your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders here. So if you were standing forward on your mat, it'd be almost mat width apart. But I'm facing you, so I have to find another way to measure that. All right, so from here, please lift your left arm into the air. And with your right hand, reach up and grab the left wrist and traction that arm toward the ceiling. Good, feeling length on that left side. Now, once you have that length established, go ahead and tilt gently to the right. And don't just collapse into the right side here. You want to keep extending upward and outward. Breathe. Good, then come back up and release the arms. Feel sensation, especially on that left side. And then we'll balance that on out. So when you're ready, lift the right arm up and over. Reach up and grab the wrist. And again, at first, we're just tractioning the arm up, staying for 2 to 3 deep breaths. Good. Now, after those few breaths, you can go ahead and gently tilt to the left, feeling length on the right. And again, we're not collapsing into the left side. We're extending up and out. You might even feel tractioning of the right side, even onto the hip. It's almost like the body's kind of lifting out of that hip bone. Good. Then come back up and release the arms on down. You might feel a little bit taller now, a little bit more length. Good. So what I'm going to ask you to do next is turn sideways on your mat like I'm standing and take your feet nice and wide apart. Now, once you're there, I'll have you turn the toes out to the sides about 45 degrees so the knees can bend a little bit easier here. Now, we'll go in and out a couple of times and figure out if we need to widen our stance or narrow the stance at all. So if you sink down in and you feel unstable, adjust your feet, kind of go with what feels good if you need to widen or narrow, okay? So bringing the hands onto the hips, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend both knees out toward the toes. Good, then inhale, come back up. Let's do that again. Exhale, sink down in. Then inhale back up. We're going to do a couple more. Sinking in. We haven't done much for the hips yet, so we'll be gentle. Sinking in. Good. One more time, sink in. And inhale, lift back up. Good. Now keep the feet where they're at. We're going to come back into that squat here in a few moments, but we're going to start another part of the process first before we add that back in, okay? So go ahead and drop your arms down in front of you. And then you're going to cross your arms, lift them up and over, sweep them wide back behind you, then bring them forward again, cross the arms, reach up, take them wide, forward cross, up, back, and down. Forward cross, up, back, and down. Good, keep going. I like to inhale as I lift the arms and exhale as I bring them down and together. Just feeling this big movement of the shoulders. You can make it nice and dramatic if you want to. They really come forward. They really open up. Good. Now we're just going to keep the upper body doing what it's doing now. The arms rolling around like this. Now bend your knees. Sink down into the deep squat. Try not to slap your thighs. And of course, we're breathing. Big movement to the shoulders. I'm going to go for just a little bit longer. Keep the knees bending. Keep the arms moving. The arms might start to feel a bit heavy. That's pretty normal. One more big rotation up, back, and down, and straighten the legs. Feel. Notice what's happening in the shoulders and the hips and anywhere else that's calling your attention. Now, a moment ago, what we did is we took the arms forward, up, back, and down. We went in one direction. We have to go the other way to create balance. So the movement of the arms this time, if we start in the same place, arms straight down, will be to sweep the arms back, really far back and up, and then cross them in front of us and bring them down. So back, up, forward, cross, down, back, up, forward cross, down. Please join me. These big movements of the shoulders again. Back, up, forward, down. Back, up, forward, down. I like to inhale as I lift the arms and exhale as I bring them down. Feeling this full rotation of the shoulders. Now keep the upper body doing what it's doing now. Keep it moving. And then go ahead and bend the knees. Sink down into the squat. And again, try not to slap the thighs. Back, up, forward cross, down. I'm going to go for just a little bit longer. You can do it. Again, the arms might start to feel a bit fatigued, and that's normal. Keep the hips sinking. One more time. Up, forward, cross, down, and straighten the legs. Again, feel what's going on in the body. And then turn the feet parallel. So point the toes directly forward or even pigeon toeing slightly. Sweep the arms out to the side and up. Oh, they're heavy now. And then exhale, sweep the arms down as you swan dive and fold over wide legs. Let's hang out here for just a few breaths. And just like when we had the legs together, you can either just have the arms hanging toward the floor, or you could hold on to opposite elbows. And the knees are just ever so slightly bent here. Never want to lock the joint. Good. All right. From here, go ahead and release the hands. With your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up to standing and reach the arms overhead. And then release the arms down. Good. All right. So go ahead and bring the feet together. Take a drink of water if you need one. Right. So I want to practice with you chair pose next because it's going to be part of our sun salutation here in a little bit. So to start, have your feet about hip width apart like this. Your hands can be on the hips actually to start. Squeeze the elbows back behind you, and this helps to open the chest and helps to keep the spine in alignment for this next part. So keep the elbows squeezing toward one another behind you. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, sink down, bend the knees, take the hips back. Elevator goes down. Then inhale, straighten back up. Then exhale, sink in again. Don't buckle the knees, keep them apart. And exhale, sink in. Good, sinking in. And lifting up one more time. Exhale, sink. And lift. Good. Go ahead and release the arms. Keeping the feet about hip width apart. Interlace your fingers behind your back now. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the arms off the back as much as you can. I'm just feeling this for a moment. And then from here, bend the knees a little bit. Hinge at the hips and fold forward, lifting the arms further off the back, again, as much as you can. Now from here, we're going to practice a transition that we'll use in the sun salutation. So I'm going to ask you to bend your knees deeply like you would for chair pose, release the arms and sweep them forward, coming into chair pose. Wasn't that fun? You'll get a lot more practice at it. Then inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, and release the arms down, exhale. Good. Now, one more thing before we start our sun salutations, I just want to practice warrior two with you a couple of times. So one's on each side. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat, whichever direction that is for you. And once you're there, go ahead and step your left foot way back. Nice wide stance here with the legs. Maybe wider than you think it should be. We'll figure that out here in just a moment. But for the back foot, you want to make sure it's flat on the floor and the toes pointing directly out to the side. All right. Your hands can be on your hips here. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend your right knee toward the right middle toe. Sink down in. Inhale, come back up. Now this time sink in, and I want you to notice where your front knee goes. If it goes beyond the ankle, you need to widen your stance more. We don't want to take the knee any further than the ankle itself. Go ahead and come back up. Good. Now if you need to adjust, adjust. Then exhale, sink back in again. You want to go pretty far. Inhale back up. Try to keep that back foot flat on the floor. Again, exhale, sinking in. Inhale, straighten the knee one more time. Sink. And then inhale, lift on up. Beautiful. Let's give that a try on the other side. When you're ready, step the left foot forward and step the right foot back. I'm going to turn around, but keep your left foot forward. Now the back foot, the right foot is flat on the floor again. Nice wide stance with the feet, toes pointing out to the side, hands on your hips. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, bend your left knee, sink down in. And again, if the knee goes beyond the ankle, you'll want to widen your stance. Exhale, sink in. Inhale back up. Exhale, sink in. nice and deep. Inhale back up. And the classic version of this pose, which you do not have to do, the front thigh is parallel to the floor. And back up. One more time. Keep that back foot grounding. You'll just go as far as you can go. And then inhale back up. Beautiful. Great job. So let's put some of this together into a flow. So go ahead and step again to the top of your mat. That might take a couple hops to make it there. And bring your palms together at your heart. Shoulders relaxing down your back. And for just a moment, close your eyes. Feel your body again. Notice your breath in your body. Aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. And we'll do our best to move with the breath. Moving as you inhale, moving as you exhale. Good. So with your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms down, back, and up. With your exhale, bend both knees, sweep your arms behind you, chair prep. Now keep the knees bent as you lift the arms forward and up into chair pose. Now stay here for your exhale. Inhale, straighten the knees, reach up. Then with your exhale, hinge at your hips, swan dive, fold forward and down. Pressing palms to shins, come halfway up here, inhale. And exhale, float down. And step your right foot way back, prepping for warrior two, that pose we just did. And then bend deeply into your front knee. With your inhale, reach your right arm forward, sweep yourself up into warrior two. Don't be afraid to bend that front knee. We'll only be here for a couple of breaths. Arms hanging out over the legs. Good. Take a deep breath in, straighten the leg. And then exhale, swim forward. Bring both hands to either side of the left foot and step the right foot forward, coming back into the standing forward fold. Now from here, interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back. Again, the knees are slightly bent. Good. From here, bend the knees deeply, release the arms, sweep them forward, coming back into chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift up. And again, exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Press palms to shins, bring the chest parallel to the floor, extending the spine forward. And then exhale, release down. And this time, step your left foot way back, prepping for warrior two. Bend the right knee nice and deep. And then sweep your left arm forward and pull yourself on up into warrior two. Again, arms extending out. And staying for a couple of breaths again. Good. From here, straighten the right knee. And then exhale, swim forward, both hands to the floor. You can bend the front knee to make that happen and step forward again. This time, press palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up to standing. And palms to the heart. Take an adjusting breath before we do another round. And then moving into the next round, when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Exhale, bend both knees, sweep the arms behind you, chair prep. Then lift the arms forward and up, chair pose. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, straighten the knees. And exhale, swan dive. Palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold down, take the right foot back again. Back foot flat, bend the left knee, come on up for warrior two. This time, turn the palms toward the ceiling as you sink in. This keeps the shoulders compressing down, helping to keep some space along the neck. Good. Inhale, straighten the left knee. And exhale, swim forward. And we're going to step forward again, standing forward fold. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back and overhead as much as you can. Good, then bend the knees deeply. Sweep the arms forward into chair pose. Good, straighten the knees, inhale. And again, swan dive, folding forward and down. Pressing palms to shins, come halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold down. Step your left foot way back. Again, back foot flat. Bend the right knee. Go ahead and sweep yourself up into warrior two. Palms to the sky, sink on in. Staying for a couple breaths. Good. Inhale, straighten the knee. And exhale, swim forward over that leg and carefully step forward. Palms to shins when you get there again, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up to standing. And palms to your heart. We're going to keep it moving this time. With your inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Bend the knees, chair prep. Inhale, chair pose. Lift and fold. Palms to shins. And release down. Step your right foot back again. Back foot flat, bend the left knee. Come on up for warrior two, palms toward the ceiling. Sinking in, exhale. This time, inhale, straighten the knee. And exhale, swim forward, hands to the floor, step forward. Palms to shins when you get there, halfway up. Exhale, release down, interlace the fingers at the lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back and overhead. Stay for two. Good, bend the knees deeply. Sweep the arms forward and up, inhale, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale, swan dive again, fold forward. Halfway up. And down, left foot steps. Back foot flat, bend the right knee, come on up, warrior two. Palms to the sky, sink on in. With your inhale, straighten the right leg, and then swim forward and step forward once again. Palms to shins, halfway up. Extend the crown of the head toward the front, and then fold. Sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up, inhale. Palms to the heart. We're going to keep this energy moving. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep. Chair pose. Lift and fold. Halfway up and down. Right foot steps. Warrior two. Coming on up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, straighten the left knee. And exhale, swim forward, step forward. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze them together, lift the arms off the back as much as you can. And then bending the knees deeply, sweep the arms forward into chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway up. Exhale, down, step the left foot back. Warrior two. When you're ready, come on up. Sink on in. Good. Inhale, straighten the knee. And swim forward. Step forward. Again, halfway up, extending the spine. Nice symmetrical posture. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the sides. Inhale, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good. Again, inhale, sweep up. Working hard tonight. Bend the knees, chair prep. Chair pose. Good. Lift. And fold forward. Palms to shins. And down, right foot steps. Prepping for warrior two. Bend the left knee. When you're ready, come on up and sink on in. Straighten the knee. And exhale, fold. Step forward. Again, interlace your fingers at your lower back. Lift the arms off the back. Folding. Bend the knees deeply. Sweep the arms forward, chair pose. Stay again for the exhale. Good, lift. and fold. Halfway. And down. Left foot steps back. Again, warrior two. Coming on up when you're ready. Sinking on in. Inhale, straighten the knee. And exhale, swim forward and step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the sides, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Take an adjusting breath here. We are going to do one more round, but take an adjusting breath first. And the reason why is on this last round, we're going to add some holds. So still standing at the front of your mat, palms to heart, find your breath. Even if it feels a little out of breath, we'll work with that. With your next inhale, sweep your arms down, back and up. Exhale, chair prep. Chair pose, and we find our first hold. Staying for about 3 breaths. Feel the hips sink down. And if it's too much to have the arms straight here, you could bend the elbows and have cactus arms. Good. Inhale, straighten the knees, reach up. And exhale, swan dive. Palms to shins. And exhale, release on down. Now step your right foot way back, back foot flat, prepping for warrior two. Please come on up. Please sink on in. And please get comfortable. I'm only teasing a little bit when I say get comfortable. One of the ways that we kind of measure if you've kind of mastered a yoga pose, not saying you have, but is to establish a sense of ease in it, a sense of comfort in it. And it's more about your mind than your body. Keep the front knee bending. Keep the arms extending. Can you stay for just 2 more breaths? Just 2. Unless you want to do more, I can't really stop you. Good. Inhale, straighten the leg. And exhale, swim forward. And stay here for just a moment if you can. And if you can't reach the floor, just bring your hands onto the left shin for a moment. And we're just going to feel the stretch in the back of the left leg. And actually, I was going to save something for later, but we can actually do it right now. Really excited about that. And so have your left hand on your left hand on your left shin, and then sweep your right arm forward out over the toes, and then backstroke your right arm into the air, coming into triangle pose. Good. Now from here, you can be looking up at your hand. If that's too much on your neck, you can look straight forward or even downward slightly, but just keep the neck in line with the spine, or the head in line with the spine. So just don't drop the head here. Keep it lifting. Roll the right shoulder back. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bring that right hand down toward the floor. You can bend the left knee and step forward, standing forward fold. Good, palms to shins. Exhale, fold down. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulders together, lift the arms off the back and stay for about 3 to 5 breaths, depending on how quickly you're breathing. One more breath. And then bend your knees deeply, sweep the arms forward and up, coming back into chair pose. We're staying for 5 breaths this time, so sink on in. Two more breaths. Good. Inhale, straighten the knees, reach up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Good job. Palms to shins. Rounding out this warrior series, fold forward and step your left foot way back. We're in the home stretch, y'all. When you're ready, come on up, warrior two, and sink on in, knowing we're going to be here for just a little bit. Bend into that front knee. Extend the arms out. Breathe. One more breath, just one more. Good. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, go ahead and fold down over that leg. And again, we'll stay here for just a few rounds, and you can also bring your hands onto the shin if you can't reach the floor. If you have yoga blocks nearby, you can also have yoga blocks underneath your hands. Now from here, just like the first side, we'll transition into triangle pose. So your right leg is forward, your right hand is on your right shin. With your inhale, sweep the left arm forward out over the toes, and then backstroke the arm into the air, stacking the shoulders. And again, looking up if you can, triangle pose. Keep that left shoulder going backwards behind you. Breathe. Good. All right. Go ahead and fold forward over the right leg. This time, I'm going to ask you to step back to downward facing dog. Take the right leg back. And let's stay in down dog for just a few rounds. Feeling length in your spine and in your legs. And then when you're ready, gently float back down onto hands and knees. And then exhale, release the feet. Child's pose, seat to the heels. Forehead down toward the floor. And just be with sensation here. Breathing into whatever it is you're feeling. Good. Taking a deeper, fuller breath. Go ahead and walk your hands back, rolling yourself up to a seat. Good job with that flow. I know it's not always an easy one. We're not going to come up and finish the series as we normally do. I hope that that's fine with you. So we're actually going to finish off our physical practice today on our backs. So go ahead and just take your time as you flip on over. Come to lay down again. Good. Now take your time if you're still making your way to your back, but once you're there, you'll again have the knees bent and have the heels stacking underneath the knees, prepping for bridge pose. This time you can relax your hands down by your sides and just keep them there. When you're ready, go ahead and press the feet into the floor and lift the hips into the air, bridge pose. With your exhale, slowly lower the hips right back down to the floor. We'll do that 2 more times and then we'll hold. Inhale and lift the hips back up. And exhale, lower the hips back down. This time we're going to hold it. So go ahead and lift the hips into the air again. Keep them lifted. Relax your throat, relax your jaw. And the feet are flat on the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. Beautiful. Please hug your right knee into your chest and extend your left leg down to the floor. Good. And then keep holding on to the right knee with your left hand, right knee, left hand. Your right arm can extend out to the side, or maybe it's a cactus arm. And with your exhale, go ahead and draw that right knee across the body toward the floor on your left side, coming into a twist. Now, as you draw that leg across, try to anchor your right shoulder down and maybe turn the chin to the right if that feels okay for you. Good. All right. With your next inhale, carefully unwind. Hmm. And extend that right leg down to the floor. Let's do the other side. Bring your left knee in and hold on to the left knee with the right hand. Your left arm can go out to the side, or again, it could be a cactus arm. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw that left knee across the body toward the floor on your right side. Think about your left shoulder grounding back to the floor, and maybe even the chin turns to the left here. And just settle into this twist. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, with your next inhale, carefully unwind. And bring both knees into your chest now. Draw them both in. Good. Now holding onto the knees or the shins, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, curl your chin in toward your throat, curl yourself up into a ball. And as you're lifted, get a tighter grip on the legs. Maybe reach down further toward the shins. Now, once you have that tighter grip, release the shoulders and head down, and think about grounding your lower back and tailbone back to the floor. And you'll feel a bit of a pull or release in your lower back. All right. So once you feel complete in this posture, you can release your legs down to the floor. And as you extend the legs down, have the heels about mat width apart, your toes flopping out to the side so your hips can relax. And have your arms out to the sides, down by your hips, about a foot away from the hips, palms face up. And this lets your shoulders relax open. Soften your jaw, relax your eyes and your forehead. And take a breath in through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. And do that twice more. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And then breathing through your nose exclusively if you can. That last breath practice, just signaling to your nervous system that now is the time to rest. There's nothing to do here except to just be, to practice relaxing. Let go of any effort. Peace, peace, peace. Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath. Make some gentle movements as well in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. Bringing your body and awareness back to the space around you. And as you're ready, roll to your right side. And then after a breath or two there, go ahead and join me in a tall seat. So once you've made it to a seat, go ahead and bring your palms together at your heart and lower your chin. And to honor yourself for the hard work you've done here tonight, feeling gratitude for that effort. And may all of that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.